Gary and I, we can look at each other and we look nothing alike. Very different in almost every category you can probably think of. But at the same time, when you take away all the exterior differences and you look at our mindset, you look at the future we believe in, you look at the ways we want to give back, you look at our hearts, and them are the things that align. And so I want to encourage you guys to look past the exterior and look more interior and be the change that you want to see by building those relationships, because that's what it's going to take. And so it's grateful to be here with you guys to share that message. And if you get people that don't look like you, don't be intimidated. You might be a little uncomfortable, but hey, that's where growth happens. So me and Gary, we're not just talking about it, we're doing it, we're walking the walk. And we encourage everybody else to come walk with us.
It's Gary with Legendary Excellence. I'm here with my buddy,
Kansas Middletent.
and we're here today on the Missouri River. We just had a great meeting with the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe and just catching up a little bit, what we're working on, what's exciting, all that sort of good stuff. So tell me a little bit about what you're working on.
Man, I'm just here right now with the Dakota Bridge Co-op, helping Gary, push this for another opportunity for our community, for our young people, just to have opportunity for a pathway for a career, for job opportunity, and to gain some skills.
That's the name of the game, is how we can be able to help strengthen our communities. It was a lot of fun today. We had a conversation with one of the tribal chairmen, Mark Wells, and we were able to just talk a bit about what we're building and working to be able to build a coalition around building the Dakota Bridge Cooperative. What do you think will be the most impact for our communities, Kansas, with doing this sort of work?
I think the hugest impact that we're going to create is sustainability and economic, not so much development, but just economic growth for families to be able to pursue more opportunity to provide income for themselves. And then also, it provides more job opportunity for our families to start creating wealth within their family structures.
Absolutely. That's the thing, is South Dakota has $1.7 billion worth of power generation projects in the docket for the Public Utilities Commission. We just approved a $750 million project for Phillips, South Dakota. It's about 2 hours west of here. It's not too far away, but it's something where there's a great opportunity here to be able to bring people to jobs that don't traditionally have access to these jobs. We're working to create a coalition, a cooperative that can be able to come together, that can be able to help give us good, clear pathways. 5-week pre-apprenticeship program with some really strong resiliency training can just be able to create a fantastic future for all of us. We're really excited about this.
Yes, it's a great opportunity because, there's a lot of development and growth for solar energy, wind energy, and for us as Native people to be able to kind of collectively be part of the conversations to help grow it, and to help build it. It's huge, right? We need to be able to create an infrastructure outside of some of the normals that we have within our Native and tribal communities. And so, like I said, we just need to be able to keep creating networks and pathways for our Indigenous people to thrive. But also, one of the other aspects that I never want to overlook is, the reality of things is the state of South Dakota hasn't always had great racial relationships, and building those type of relationships is going to help build South Dakota. It's going to help make a greater Native America and America for all of us. And it's just going to help build those relationships like Gary and I are doing to help give perspective, understanding, and just to help bridge those gaps where some of us might fall off or heard stereotypes or might have been misled, but to truly have understanding and then to have a common goal that brings us together, right? The future of South Dakota, the power, our children, common denominators that, either we can help build together or we can make it even that much more difficult for our children in the future to endure. So them conversations, them partnerships, collaborations all need to happen one time or another. Why not now?
Exactly. I think we all cherish our children's futures, and thinking about, I'm always inspired by this concept of being a good relative, thinking about that we all have an interrelation with one another, and really looking at how we can build that really strong future together is something with just all of this opportunity. It just makes sense. So it's a lot of fun. You travel all the time. I'm curious, what do you have coming up on your week for travel? Are you going to be out of town this week, in town? Where are you going to be?
Yeah, so tonight I'm going to a basketball game in my home reservation across the river in Lower Brew. My son is a senior. They have the first rounds of regions, and so I'm going to do that. Then tonight I take off to Sioux Falls to catch an early morning flight to Austin, Texas tomorrow. Then for the rest of the week, I'm down in Austin, Texas until Friday. And the beautiful thing is my beautiful world and the greatest blessings I'm always grateful for. I get the opportunity to represent my people on a national stage. So I'm going to be doing some Rising Stars talks, some motivational talks to these smaller Native communities in the rural, the urban, actually, Texas area.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I'll be showcasing Wednesday evening some fashion designs to an exclusive VIP group that I'll be modeling. And then the next night, they have a big community fashion show and event that my wife and I will be headlining as some of the featured models and community representatives for our people.
That's exciting. How do you get into that? I mean, I follow you on social media, and you're just constantly moving. You're constantly doing these amazing things. I see you in Italy. I see you all over the country working with people. How do you get into that?
Man, I'm going to tell you, right? First of all, I just want to say we got to give the gratitude to Creator, right? We got to give the blessings to Creator because, 15, 20 years ago, I prayed for these. I still pray for opportunities, but I prayed for this. And now, I always like to say, I can't answer you the entire question, but from what I hear, from what I gather, it's just being a kind person, sharing great energy, uplifting, trying to support people, and clapping for others, even if it's not your turn, right? And so them are things that people always say that draw me to them. And so they reach out, and then I kind of set a rule in my life to, in a gratitude way, but also a way for opportunity. Even if opportunity's not meant for me, I'll still seize it. Because if I get to the door, it's my responsibility to open that door and help our other people get through that door and to pass that opportunity on. So I seize every opportunity, every partnership, every collaboration that aligns with my personal values and missions. And then, the modeling kind of thing, that just is a true blessing, right? Because I'm going to be real, in a world of mental health, in a world of just society sometimes telling you who you are,
yep,
rather than believing it. I've never really felt like I was an attractive person or like I was a person who would be modeling or be on stages. Even now, when I do get compliments on, my appearance, I always tell people when I'm talking with them, I'm like, man, I kind of grew up ugly duckling syndrome, in a sense. If I blossomed into something nice. And I say that just because, I was bullied, I was picked on, I was made fun of for being Native American, honestly. My darker skin, my features. And so it was hard. And the hardest thing was sometimes being bullied by my own Native American people, and then being bullied by the non-Native American people. But to answer your question about how I get everywhere, like I said, it's just meeting good people with you, right? It's supporting great ideas, supporting other great people, and aligning with those people to say, hey, how can we benefit both from this in a reciprocal way, but not for ourselves? How can we benefit community? How can we see a bigger picture? And so I'm really strategic in that, but that's how I get it done. As I always kind of try to see the heart, the kindness, the mindset, and how people want to give back to communities is how I align myself with.
That's so powerful. Thanks for the work you do. I'm curious. I mean, we talked a little bit earlier today in a meeting about vision and really, looking at goals. And when you set out for these days where, I have to imagine tomorrow is a really early wake up. If you're going to Austin, Texas, and you have to drive, was it 3 hours to Sioux Falls first?
Yes. Yep.
What's the goal when you go out with that?
So the goal like that, right, is number one, I want to say I still live on my reservation, my home community, because one of my goals is representation matters, right? And I stay in my home community for the primary goal of I want young people who don't think our people can be past a certain level of anything in life, I guess. I don't want our young people to put themselves inside of a box and have their hopes and dreams die without even thinking it's possible. So for me, my main goal is really trying to be visible so our young people back in my home community and the surrounding communities that I have impact in, that they can see me, and then their hopes and dreams are like, man, if he can do it, he's right down the street from me, I can do it. And so that's the goal number one, is to inspire those around me. Goal number two is honestly to create more opportunities, right? Everybody always wants to know how we make the world a better place. And I've learned we can never do it alone. As much as strong as we think we are, as great as we think we are, right? It's about nurturing and creating relationships. And so for me to seize these opportunities and to be in those spaces, I'm like, let's get that energy here. Let's get these relationship reciprocal so we can have a network of support and a network of love all over the country.
Of course. That's where real strength is. Well, we've got a meeting coming up in just a minute. So, Kansas, I really appreciate you taking the time, man. You embody legendary excellence. It's nice to see. I love hearing about the work that you're doing with Rising Stars, being able to think about how together we can build coalitions. We can really strengthen, build, and grow our world.
Yeah, Gary, I know we got our meeting, but it's always a blessing to be with you. I love your energy recharges me, and it's just a blessing to see what the future can be. And one thing, I always just wanted to share, the last thing that I wanted to share with us is, if anybody can tell, right, Gary and I, we can look at each other and we look nothing alike. Very, different in almost every category you can probably think of. But at the same time, when you take away all the exterior differences and you look at our mindset, you look at the future we believe in, you look at the ways we want to give back, you look at our hearts, and them are the things that align. And so I want to encourage you guys to look past the exterior and look more interior and be the change that you want to see by building those relationships, because that's what it's going to take. And so it's grateful to be here with you guys to share that message. And if you get people that don't look like you, don't be intimidated. You might be a little uncomfortable, but hey, that's where growth happens. So me and Gary, we're not just talking about it. We're doing it. We're walking the walk. And we encourage everybody else to come walk with us, because it's an open door.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Come walk with us. That's exactly what we need to do. Thank you, Kansas.
Yeah, thank you.
Y'all live with legendary excellence. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.